Welcome, brothers and sisters, to PC 680 Depression, Anxiety, and Mental Health Counseling. My name is Dr. Greg Marutzky. I'm a doctor of ministry. I also have a master's in divinity and a master's in science and clinical mental health counseling. I am a licensed marriage and family therapist, and I look forward to teaching all of you this semester. I think we're going to have a great time together. It's going to be a wonderful journey as we explore these subjects. And I'll try to give you a video introduction each week to try to give you an overview of the objectives of what I'd like you to accomplish and the reason for the assignments, and give you a little bit of head start of what to look for in your reading and what to gain from it. And this week we're starting out with McCrae, and I think it's a great book to be able to get an overview of all the different mental health disorders. Gives you symptomology, gives you treatment approaches, gives you a bit of a spiritual and theological underpinnings to address the disorder. And so it defines things the way the Diagnostic Statistical Manual, the DSM-5, defines the disorders, but just in a little more simplified way, a little more understandable for you. And you don't have to have the kind of knowledge as far as the DSM that a professional counselor that has a fiduciary responsibility and liability for proper diagnosis to have, but you do need to have a working knowledge so you can give the proper referrals and recognize the signs and symptoms of different members of your church and people you'll be pastorally counseling, and to be able to point them in the right direction and make sure they get the right resources. So we want you to have an overview of the different mental illnesses, the different mental disorders, and the symptoms that you can recognize so that you can make sure people get help when they're struggling and in need. And so I think you're going to enjoy the book. With any dense reading on a graduate level, and this is a master's level text, it's probably the most difficult one you'll be reading this semester. You've got to push through for about the first 50, 100 pages to start to get a feel for how the author is outlined, how he's speaking, how he's written, and just eventually you'll start hearing his voice in your head, and you'll be able to read faster and comprehend more. But don't let it discourage you. Because of the subject matter, this is the first text to start with, so you get an overview of different issues involved in mental health counseling. But I think you'll enjoy it. I enjoyed reading it, and looked at several different textbooks and chose that one. And so I think it summarizes things and is general enough, and yet also gives you enough information to be able to really equip you to be ready to assist people when you see these symptoms. So that's where we're starting. Also, I ask you, if you would, to give yourself an introduction to the rest of the students online, a little write-up that you post, as well as a picture if it's available. And I hope you're able to do that. But thank you for enrolling in the class. I think you're going to enjoy it. I'm going to give you handouts as the semester goes on. That so you'll probably want to create a notebook that you can keep all these things in, not just electronically, but that you can refer to them as reference. And I'll give you a little more generalized breakdown of the different diagnostic categories and the different symptoms and the treatment and the approach therapists take in working with the different disorders and that'd be what you'd be tested on. But I just want you to read this book and get a general feel for how many different disorders there are, and how to look at it from a spiritual perspective, and the different treatment approaches and the different symptoms that they display. All right, so have a great week. Enjoy your reading, and as I said in my introductory email, you get extra credit for any posts of insight. And really, what you could do is use those posts and then compile them for your 4R report after you're done with the book if you want. But whatever you want to do, but I'll give you extra credit for any posts of your reading during the weeks leading up to the 4R report. All right. So if you have any questions, email me. I'm in Portland, Oregon tonight at an Airbnb with 5 other brothers. We're taking a class on missional leadership from Rochester University, and have a few days of residency in class together with our professor, Dr. Mark Love. So thank you for your participation, and I look forward to this semester. God bless.